Hey guys, how you doing? It's Tuesday, the 21st. Mr. Fertig here. I hope everybody's having a great week, and I hope everybody's getting all their work done and all their assignments completed. Once again, guys, please follow along with all of your YouTube videos, and there's lessons in there that you guys need to follow along with. There's also video response sheets that you guys can answer in Google Classroom and send back to me. Some of you guys need to get your classroom ID number for Google Classroom so we can get you guys enrolled in that. So this way you can see all of your assignments, all of your work, and you can submit everything through that so you actually don't have to physically hand in any packets or send me any work through email. So that's the best way to do it. If you guys have any questions for me, once again, you guys can reach me at my school email, which is evan.fertig@rop.com, or my personal email, which is ejfertig@gmail.com, or on my cell phone, which is 631-252-9923. You guys can reach out to me anytime. I always have my phone on. I always have all my emails go directly to my phone, so I'll get back in touch with you guys as soon as possible. So just please reach out, and if you have any questions or concerns, I'll help you guys out with whatever you need. So today we're going to be diving into a new lesson, which is fitness, physical activity, nutrients, and body adaptations. So once again, I would like you guys to take notes on these slides, and there will be questions in the video response sheet so you can follow along with that, and you can actually take notes as we go through all of these slides. We're getting to the end of this section of nutrition, so we're going to be winding down, and we will get into another section here in the next 2 weeks. So we're going to go on to our first slide. We're going to talk a little bit about fitness, some energy systems and fuels to support activity, which is very important, especially for all my athletes out there and people trying to get an advantage in sports and in training. There's certain things that you should follow, so it's important that you pay attention to these slides. The three energy systems of physical activity include the phosphagen system, the lactic acid system, and the aerobic system. And these words should be familiar to you. I've definitely discussed lactic acid in class before and in some of these previous videos, as well as the aerobic system, which is with oxygen. Always remember, aerobic is with oxygen and anaerobic is without oxygen. An example of an aerobic activity would be running, jogging, cycling. An example of an anaerobic activity would be sprinting, like a 50-yard dash, 100-yard dash, or weightlifting. The phosphagen system describes energy use for extreme intensity activity for a duration of 5 to 10 seconds. The lactic acid system describes energy use for very high intensity activity for a duration of 20 seconds to 2 minutes. So when you do have intense burning in the muscle, that typically is a sign of lactic acid buildup. Good ways to help with the lactic acid buildup are to do a warm-up activity before you train and a cool-down activity after you train, which is really important because that does help get the lactic acid out of the muscle. The aerobic system describes energy used for high-intensity activity for a duration of 2 to 20 minutes or moderate activity for a duration of 20 minutes or greater. So like I said, I described some activities that are aerobic: running, cycling, swimming, sports that you play. These are all things that will be done for a long period of time. So that is with oxygen. Glucose and glycogen are the first energy sources used during the initial onset of exercise. So this is why we always discuss carbohydrates and their importance with energy, and why your carbohydrates should be at a certain level. And this is another big reason that we don't suggest going into no carb ketosis type of diet, because that's a huge portion of our energy. And performance will be better if you guys do take in a certain amount of carbohydrates to fuel that source. As exercise duration continues beyond what glucose and glycogen can support, the body begins using three energy sources: lactate, amino acids, and fatty acids. So as you see, guys, the body will start to use different systems for energy after they start out with using your glycogen and glucose, which is your carbohydrates. As the intensity of activity increases, this fatty acids, as an energy source, makes less of a contribution to the fuel mixture because it requires an abundance of oxygen. Okay, so this is why, once again, nutrition is so important with activity and training and exercise and sports, is because you have to fuel the body correctly to get the maximum amount out of it for whatever activity you're performing. So please, guys, once again, follow the nutrition. If you have questions about it and what your intake of total calories, your fats, your proteins, your carbs should be, definitely discuss that with me so we can come up with a good plan for you. The more trained a person becomes, the more mitochondria structures are created and maintained in cells, and therefore they burn body fat as energy faster. Okay, just another reason that you are going to get more out of being trained and being an athlete is you get some benefits, and one of those are the mitochondria. Endurance athletes do not use less protein amino acids as an energy source. Okay, next we're going to dive into vitamins and minerals to support activity. Fluids and electrolytes to support activity. Symptoms of hypothermia include clumsiness, confusion, and drowsiness, slurred speech, slowed breathing, slow heart rate, and fluctuations in shivering and cessation of shivering. During activity, a person should drink enough to replace loss of body weight due to sweat loss, or approximately 8 ounces every 15 minutes for males, and approximately 4 ounces every 15 minutes for females. And I discuss this all the time with you guys, how important it is to hydrate and drink at least a gallon of water per day. I try to get 1 gallon to 2 gallons in per day, depends on my activity, but minimum should be your gallon of water a day. So that should be your goal. And that's something I want you guys to start working on and keeping track of. So these are just a couple things for you guys to consider as you guys are working on your nutrition, studying nutrition, tracking your food for me. Please continue to use your nutrition logs as well as using MyFitnessPal. If you did create your MyFitnessPal account, please send me your username so I can add you and I can take a look at your nutrition and I could see the proper food that you guys are taking in, and I could also give you some suggestions on that. So I hope everybody has a great Tuesday. I will be putting up some more videos for you guys. I'll be putting up some more at-home workouts for you guys. And once again, if you guys have any questions for me, please reach out to me anytime. Have a great day, guys.